It all began with a short video that most people would overlook, a casual moment, a smile, a glance at a car. But for those who pay close attention to Formula One, it spoke volumes. Valtteri Bottas, without saying much, hinted at something far more serious than a car review. The camera shows him seated in a Cadillac, comfortably settled, and without any effort to hide his approval. "Nice seat," he says with a grin, and then pauses, asking with curiosity, "Do we like this seat?" That one line was enough to start conversations across paddocks and podcasts alike. It wasn't just about the seat, it was about what the seat represented. Cadillac is gearing up for its 2026 return to Formula One, and Bottas is clearly letting fans know he's interested. Now, here's the thing. Cadillac will have 2 driver slots available. The bigger question is, will Bottas be in one of them? And if so, who will take the other? That's where the story begins to get complicated. As fans continue to dig into every word and look from Bottas, there's a growing sense that he knows more than he's letting on. The man filming him during the Cadillac test asks a very specific question. "Want to sit in it?" referring to the second seat. Bottas, a 10-time Grand Prix winner, responds, "Not yet." That pause, that simple hesitation was enough to set off speculation. Across social media. In a sport where words are often measured and PR polished, this kind of hint doesn't come by accident. Bottas has been around long enough to understand how every sentence will be interpreted, and in this case, it was intentional. He's not just trying out a luxury car. He's laying down breadcrumbs, and the trail is leading straight to the Cadillac Formula One garage. Right now, this seems to be the clearest signal we've seen from Bottas about what he plans for 2026. And honestly, you can't fault him for making a move. Other drivers are already locking down their futures, and Cadillac still hasn't made anything public. Think about it. Bottas isn't just some midfield driver trying to stay relevant. He has 10 wins, a strong track record from his Mercedes days, and has shown he can handle the pressure of being the second driver to someone like Lewis Hamilton. That's no small feat. Not only did he keep pace, but he was often the one securing front row starts and bringing critical points to the team. Beyond that, there's his connection with Ferrari engines. Since 2022, Bottas has been racing for Alfa Romeo and later Sauber, both teams using Ferrari power units. Cadillac will be running with Ferrari engines too. That experience, invaluable. He already understands the engine's behavior, how it responds under pressure, and what kind of setup it demands to perform. That puts him ahead of many other candidates. Still, it's wise not to get carried away. Everything in F1 can flip upside down overnight. One meeting, one contract leak, and the game changes. But as it stands today, the message is loud. Bottas wants to race for Cadillac. And from what we're hearing behind the scenes, Cadillac is paying attention. However, they haven't finalized anything. Maybe they're waiting for something more. Perhaps some conditions Bottas is demanding. He's made it clear he doesn't want a short-term deal. He's not interested in being a one-season placeholder. If he's putting his name on the line, he wants a proper shot, something long-term and structured. What Bottas is asking for isn't outrageous. He wants commitment. After all, why would a driver of his caliber settle for a temporary role, especially when he's already proven that he can help a team grow, both in terms of performance and stability? He's not coming in to be a mascot. He's coming in to lead, guide, and shape a brand new chapter for Cadillac in Formula One. But here's where things start to get a little more layered. Even though Bottas has made his interest obvious, Cadillac hasn't come forward with a public statement, no confirmation, no denial, just silence. And that silence, it speaks volumes. It could mean the two sides are still negotiating. Maybe they're stuck on the length of the deal. Maybe it's about control. Who gets to make the calls? What role Bottas would play in the technical development? Or even how much influence he would have in team decisions. There's also the possibility that Cadillac is weighing its other options. F1 isn't short of drivers. And Cadillac, being new, knows that whoever they sign will help define their identity. That's a huge decision. But make no mistake, if Bottas joins, it won't just be for the sake of filling a seat. His role would likely go far beyond just racing. He'd be expected to give detailed feedback, push engineers to fine-tune the car, and offer direction that only a seasoned driver can provide. When a fresh team enters the sport, every bit of information is precious. And Bottas, having driven for top-tier outfits and dealt with both success and struggle, has a lot to offer. In fact, that experience might be the very thing Cadillac needs if they want to fast-track their growth and get competitive sooner than expected. Still, even with all his experience, Bottas isn't guaranteed anything. Yes, he's proven, but so are others, and some bring more than just skill to the table. Take Colton Herta, for example. His name keeps coming up. While he doesn't have any Formula One race starts yet, he's seen as a major project by Cadillac. He's young, American, and has a solid background in IndyCar. The catch: Formula One isn't a playground where you can just test talent without consequences. If Herta doesn't perform, it could slow down the team's momentum. But he isn't the only name Cadillac is watching. What if the team decides to go bold with a pairing of Bottas and Sergio Perez? Both men played second roles in top-tier teams. Bottas at Mercedes, Perez at Red Bull. Both have had to prove their worth despite constantly being compared to their superstar teammates. But there's a big difference. Perez brings sponsorship. A lot of it. It's rumored that companies backing him are willing to invest upwards of $30 million just to get him a seat. In contrast, Bottas has the better racing resume, more wins, and has consistently qualified well, especially in his Mercedes years, never missing Q3 from 2017 to 2021. So Cadillac finds itself at a crossroads. Do they choose raw skill and experience, or go for the commercial value Perez offers? And let's not forget, in Miami, Perez's management reportedly had talks with Andretti, who's calling the shots at Cadillac. These aren't just whispers, there's weight behind them. And as the Red Bull lineup looks shaky, especially with the performance issues of their 2024 car, Perez might be looking for a way out too. For a team like Cadillac, still new to the scene, a driver who brings both money and recognition might be hard to ignore. Of course, there's more to the story. Cadillac isn't only eyeing Bottas, Perez, or Herta. Two other names have surfaced, Zhou Guanyu and Mick Schumacher. Zhou has a strong financial backing, and his manager, Graham Loden, happens to be directly involved with the Cadillac project. That connection could make things smoother for the Chinese driver. From a business perspective, signing Zhou could also help Cadillac expand into the Asian market, a region they've found hard to penetrate. But looking at his on-track results during his time at Sauber, there are concerns. His performance has been inconsistent, and that's not the kind of risk a new team can take lightly unless money becomes the deciding factor. Then there's Mick Schumacher. Once hailed as the next big thing because of his last name, he's now facing a situation where many doors are closing. After a string of underwhelming performances and team bosses losing confidence in him, his chances of returning to the grid are hanging by a thread. Cadillac may be his last hope to revive his career. At the end of the day, Cadillac isn't rushing, and maybe that's smart. They're taking their time, talking to drivers, testing their patience, and trying to make the best long-term decision. After all, no team gets it right on day one. Growth takes time, and who they choose now will have a huge impact on how quickly they rise. Whether they go for experience, young potential, financial strength, or a mix of all three, the pressure is on. And if Bottas really is the man they pick to lead the charge, then this could be the start of something very interesting. He's made it clear he doesn't want a short-term job. He wants to build something real. So, as all eyes shift to 2026, one question remains. Will Cadillac bet on a veteran with a proven past? Or will they take a bigger gamble to build their future?